I'm from the States and from Michigan originally. I met my wife in New York when we were both living there. We met about 12 years ago. And we moved to Iceland in 2006-07, so it's been 9 years since I've been living here. And we have now 3 kids. The Ping Pong Club began in the fall of 2015 when our friend Ben had the idea to gather this sort of loose group of guys together.
I've lived in Iceland for 6 years, and I'm married to an Icelandic woman, and I have a 6-year-old daughter. You know, when you were a child, it was always possible to play table tennis. There was one in the school, or there was a youth club, or some friend had one in the garage, you know. And as an adult, the only place you could play was prison, basically. But I mean, essentially, the way it's turned out, the thread is that all of these people are in the same situation, which is foreigners who've ended up here and who are now tied in quite tightly through their partners and their families and stuff.
Of course, one of the things we all have is a paddle, a bat.
There's something else in there.
You know, every place has its good and its bad, and that's certainly true about Iceland as well. But one of the things I really appreciate about living here is that there's good access to healthcare and education, and especially when you have a family, that's really important. But you do feel the sort of separation from the world at times, and that you have less access to things and choices and service and all the things that, you know, a lot of things that we take for granted in other parts of the world. We're part of a group that we affectionately call the Foreign Husbands Club. And, you know, I think at first there was this idea that, or was this worry that the club might fall apart, or the, you know, question about if we would be, you know, be committed to it and if it would persist. But in fact it has, and I think it's something we all look forward to. For me, it's very valuable to have this.
It was interesting because, you know, after so long that you don't see your brothers, and basically they both changed so much. I guess I changed too, right?
Sure, you've been stuck in the north for all this time. It's bound to change anyone.
Yeah. All right.
Here we are.
When you are men of a certain age, then there's a risk of injury doing anything. When you scan the room, you'll see a lot of damaged men, and I don't mean emotionally, but there are sort of, you know, there are dodgy knees, there's bad shoulders, there's backs. I've got a bad back, so that's already a risk. The game itself, I think, depends how you play it, but you know, you have to be selective about how acrobatic you want to get. But I don't know what the most common table tennis injury is. I don't know if it's, you know, like a wrist thing or something, but for us, I think there are plenty of opportunities to get hurt.
This group of guys has come to me, and this experience and doing this thing weekly has come to mean a great deal to me. I think, you know, for many reasons, but one of which is, you know, I think if you're living as a foreigner in another country, it's important to have a group of people that share similar interests, and it's important to have a group of male friends that you socialize with on a regular basis?
In the future, I hope that this continues. I mean, it's a very pleasant way to spend a Thursday evening, and you know, we're all changing with our relationship with the game as we go on. You know, hopefully getting a little bit better, although still being really shit.
So I can beat them all, because it's not really about friendship, but deep inside, we hate each other a bit. Every day.
A lot.
A lot. I thought we agreed on a bit.
A bit. It's a classic cultural misunderstanding.
As usual, when you mix races together, that's what happens.
¡Mierda! ¡Mierda! ¡Vamos! ¡Hijos de pollo! Vamos a la...
How do you say shower?
Vamos a la ducha.
But only in Japan. Yes, that's why you go there every quarter. Yeah, that's where it happens.
Gott að fara í styrtu. Very nice. I'm not gonna run because I'm tired.
The pub meeting after the game has become more and more important in a way. It's interesting to see how the ratio has changed between time spent playing table tennis and time spent drinking after playing table tennis. And I think now we're at a level where it's probably about 50-50, 2 hours playing, 2 hours in the bar.
You know, there's a shared experience with this group of guys, which is that they see Iceland through the eyes of an outsider.
We're here for now, and we like being here. This is home at the moment, you know. Of course, I think for me and for all the other people there, we all have other homes as well. If I do move away, I hope that if I come back to visit someday, I can swing by on a Thursday night and look through the glass and see a group of foreign men straining and swearing at each other as they, you know, try and compete in table tennis, I think.